Hey, what's going on, Ben? This Scatter. Um, like where we at in 2025, you got the AI, you got all this technology. And then back when I was coming up, I'm older than most of y'all on here, but when I was coming up, it wasn't this technology. So when you was a speaker, you had to get in front of a podium. You had to, be in a church setting or you know what I'm saying, something like that in front of a school. Like how do you compare yourselves to maybe like the Martin Luther Kings, the Malcolm X's? Like do you compare yourself to that? Do you go back and look at the things that they was talking about or how they did things and then you implement it into your, how you do things on the internet?
Yeah, I studied the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who I've seen be very successful at redeeming the people spiritually and mentally. So I do all the time study the words and how he did it. And I'm just blessed to be in a town where I don't have to spend so much time doing everything physically and doing it in person. I can spread a word online. I remember when he talked about with social media and TV or whatever, how he was pretty much let out of a prison. Because now what Steve Jobs did, he said it freed him. Where they took him off TV, they stopped interviewing him because they didn't want people to hear the message that he had. Now he's free because you can listen to it on YouTube. You can listen to it all over social media. So I say, man, listen, if they was able to galvanize so many people and gather so many people together and bring them all together. Why can't we do that today with modern technology where we don't have to have so many different meetings in person just for everybody to get the message? Everybody can get the message live on Instagram. Everybody can get the message live on Clubhouse. So it should be a lot easier for us to spread the message and come together and do things now than it was back then. So I don't compare myself per se, but I do say it ain't no different than if I got 1,000 people that I'm talking to in person. If I got 1,000 views on my Instagram, I just talked to 1,000 people. Right now, we have 198 people on here. Some people may say, oh man, that's not a lot of people. Well, put 198 people in a room. Bring 198 people to a little room, you're gonna say, dang, that's a lot of people. So to me, we are at an advantage because we're able to reach more people. So in our Supreme Wisdom lessons, it talks about that lion walking back and forth in the cage. And with modern equipment, he's able to move faster. To me, that's social media. To me, that's that modern technology and equipment that allows us to get the word out to our people and help out with some of these rusty locks that we have, with a good word, with a teaching that can unlock these people that have been locked, that has been made dumb, deaf, and blind by ignorance, by the wrong teachers, by those who want to use us as a tool and make us slaves. So now with modern technology, I can reach more people. So we take that same message that they used back in the 60s, the 70s, bring it down right down to the modern time and what's going on in today. And we got to use the technology to reach more. So I think we just at an advantage, and we should study them, and really it should make us admire them and be thankful more for your Martin Luther Kings, your Malcolm X's, your Honorable Elijah Muhammad's, your Noble Drew Ali's, your Marcus Garvey. Because now we able to get on social media and say these things. They had to get in front of, like you said, a podium to say it. They had to go to the church. They had to go to the street. They had to be live in person and pass out flyers and go door to door in order to get people to come out to a message. Now we can go DM to DM. Now we can run a Facebook ad from the comfort of our home and we can reach you with a message. So we should really use this as a time to really say, man, we always say what they didn't do for us and what they didn't sacrifice, and man, they ain't did nothing. I say they've done a lot. Well, we can come on here and say the white man is the devil today. Yeah, it sounds easy for you to say it now, but they were saying it at a time where you can get killed for that. They were saying that on a time when that was on national television. It's people today scared to say white people. And ain't nothing wrong with white people. Ain't nothing racist with that. I know people right now won't scared to say white in public. They point to the other side of their hand. They were saying the white man right there on national television, right there in front of the white podcaster, the white interviewer. So really for me, I look at them and I gain more respect for them because I see how much easier it is for us to spread the message and how much harder it was for them back in the day.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you answering my question, man. Much respect to you for being here. I got one more for you. Um, like so we got the internet, we got the AI, we got, AI taking jobs and all that kind of stuff. The message is here. And for a lot of us, the message is very clear. What can you say for our future and what should we be doing?
I think what we should first do, as the minister would say, is we first must have a spiritual resurrection. When you look at the cross, the vertical line is much longer than the horizontal line when you look at a cross, because it is the spiritual, moral development that's needed in order for us to sustain the economic and physical development we talk about. So many of us love to hear we need to get our own restaurants, we need to get land, we need to build businesses, we need to do for sale. All that sounds amazing. But if I'm a nigga made in America doing for sale, we ain't finna do nothing but fight. If I'm not developed, if I'm not built, all we finna do is tear up the business. I done seen that. I done seen an example of it where we making millions of dollars and now it's gone, not due to a lack of a system, but due to lack of character. Lack of being able to sit down like men and just freaking talk to one another. That's what needs to be done first. We got to let go of the envy. We got to let go of the gossip. So before we get into building schools, into building restaurants and growing our own food, what is the spiritual development that's needed? What is, the minister says self-improvement is the basis for community development. So I think that's the first thing we got to focus on is look in the mirror and see what is my weakness. Where do I need to develop first as a man? Because we all got some, no matter how great we are, we all got a weakness that we got to deal with internally. So I got to deal with that first. So when I get with my brother, I'm whole, he whole, she whole, and we can come together and we can link up our skill set. We got to see what Master Father Muhammad said. He said, hey man, accept your own and be yourself. So many of us comparing ourselves on social media. You're trying to be everything but who you are. Be you. So when I collaborate, the scripture says your gift will make room for you and what? Bring you amongst great men. So I ain't gotta be what you are. I'm gonna be so good that I'm gonna be in the same rooms as you, and we're gonna collaborate in unity, and we're gonna do something even bigger with this power. But what if I got low self-esteem? What if I haven't dealt with the trauma from my past? What if I'm really still insecure? What if I really have a problem with somebody else outshining me? All that old getting together, we got guns walking down the street and we building stuff. What happens to the hidden thoughts that's in your mind about your brother? The gun don't do that. The gun don't kill that. What happens when a sister come through and you feel like she a little bit more finer than you, so you treating her wrong because in the back of your head you need validation, and she look a little bit better than the brothers, and you don't even realize these thoughts is in your head, so it got you thinking the wrong thing about this sister, doing this sister wrong. See, envy, jealousy. So I think first we need a spiritual development. Once we get that spiritual development, now we ready for the physical development, the economic development. Because what I saw and what I've seen personally in business, what keeps a business going is not just knowing how to make the bread, it's knowing how to deal with each other, knowing how to deal with people, how to have meetings, how to have, disagreements, conflict resolution. That's what really keeps the business going. Not just because you want to have a desire to build business, not just because you have a desire to want to run a restaurant. You got to know how to deal with people. And if you hate yourself, how am I going to love my brother? If I wake up in the morning, I really see myself as a nigga and I ain't worthy, I ain't finna treat you like a young God as you are. So first, spiritual, then move into economics, then understanding what problem can we solve. Yes, it's a bad economy. Yes, the government shut down. Yes, food stamps is cut off. But what problem can I solve? Because money chases value. So the more problems that's out there in the world as an entrepreneur, I'm thinking, okay, this is a good thing. Unfortunately, because as an entrepreneur, I'm going to present solutions by way of a business. Because just because the government shut down don't mean money is not still being printed by the Federal Reserve. Don't mean even those of us who ain't got a lot of money not still spending money. We are. Because we have to. That's what money is meant to be, was meant for, to be spent. But do I have the proper solution? Do I know how to properly communicate it and present it in order to get money? So we got to find out, what is my gift? And then how can we start to collaborate and learn communication, learn sales? So no matter what's going on in the economy, I'm a shift. So I wasn't teaching AI 5 years ago. AI didn't exist. I am now because the tool is here. So I'm always continue to shift and upgrade and get down to the modern times based on the problems that's in place right now. Maybe 5 years from now, there's going to be a new tool. There's going to be new problems. I'm going to be one of the ones that's creating a solution based on my gift with those new problems. So that's how I think we need to start to act, but man, really heavily on the spiritual part. And procrastination, a lot of us have. A lot of us got businesses that we wanted to create, but we ain't did it due to a lack of procrastination. What is procrastination? Procrastination, really, if you look at the depths of it, it's a lack of integrity with your own word. So we gotta fix that. Because a lot of us say we want to do stuff, we speak it out of our mouths, but do we do it? Do we execute on it? Do we stay consistent? But then we'll get mad at your brother. You'll get mad at your husband. You'll get mad at your wife because they didn't keep their word. You don't keep your word to your own self. You said you were gonna start working out back in January 1st. You ain't went to the gym since March. You ain't consistent with yourself, but let that man not show with flowers consistent enough. Let that sister not cook for you consistent. Oh, she the worst in the world. He the worst in the world. We not keeping word and being consistent with us. So once I start to really look at myself that way, it gives me compassion because it's like, oh man, I do got some flaws. So when my brother and my sister got some flaws, it give me a little bit more grace with them because I can check myself and say, well, shoot, look at you. Look at how you treat you. And that'll help us be better brothers. That'll help us be better sisters. And from there, we all got God-given talents. If we just reach it and understand what the God has brought us here for, I think everything else will take care of itself once we tap into the God within ourselves. But it's a lot of stuff we got to remove first from our past. We got to complete our past so we can make a new reality for our future. So I know that was kind of a lot, but that's where I think we need to focus on moving forward with whatever the future looks like.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. How you doing, man?
Walaikum salam.
I got two questions. The first question is as the AI keeps innovating and getting better for your group, how would you protect the digital assets legally? From them taking the data, from them, from the network, from the powers to be, they surveillance everything. So how you gonna protect all your digital assets, like legally? Like, is there certain laws in place that protect all your content that you put out? You feel what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna protect that?
When you say protection, what do you mean?
Like from them stealing the data from when you post on social media, your content that you getting paid for. Is it something that they could take from you? Can they take it and, like, use it against you legally? Can you protect your digital assets legally?
Oh, I see, man. I'm not a lawyer to give that type of legal advice. So I'm pretty sure there are ways to protect yourself, copyright, things of that nature. Me personally, I don't worry about that. I do know that when you put certain content out, it's out there. Basically, when you agree to certain terms, when you sign up on their platforms, that they can use it, they can monetize it or whatever. I personally, man, just believe in abundance, man. There's nothing that you can give me that God don't want me to have. And yeah, yeah, I was saying, long as I'm reaching people, man, and just doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I really don't be thinking about that part of things. Yeah, I really don't. But yes, there are ways to protect it. I mean, there's people out there that focus on that, who went to school, went to law school for all that. But I personally, I don't. I don't worry about that. If they take my channel, I'm just gonna make another channel. so yeah, I'm probably a little different. I'm probably the wrong person to ask about that. But I'm sure there are plenty of people out there that's probably went to school for that, law wise, that can show you how to protect your content and things of that nature. I'm sure it's out there.